Coming to you live from the New Canaan High School gym, Ian, Nicholas, Maddox, Underwood, and the rest of the NCTV crew bringing you this live action FCIAC basketball, the final game of the regular season for the Lady Rams. They are 5-6, coming off a close and heartbreaking 34-33 loss to Stanford last night off a buzzer beater as time expired. And meanwhile, the Danbury Hatters have had a crazy season. They're 5-3. They got off to a 1-3 start, and now they've won 4 straight games. But Maddox, their last 3 wins, they didn't have the majority of their varsity lineup after the Stanford win that they had, or excuse me, up against the Norwalk 70-37 win that they had last month. Contact tracing problems from Stanford spilled over to Danbury. A lot of their players were forced to quarantine, and starting 4 freshmen for 3 straight games, the Hatters went 3-0. And now this is the first game with the entire lineup back in the fold for Danbury. This is a team that with 4 freshmen beat Bassett, which gave New Canaan a run for the money right now. This is a tough Danbury team. 5-3 really is deceiving for one of the best programs the FCIAC has had for years.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of girls teams around the FCIAC can win 3 straight games with their freshman and JV team. That just speaks volumes about head coach Jackie DiNardo. And New Canaan, they got a big game right now. They can kind of switch the momentum of their season. I believe they lost 4 of their last 5, and this is a really good opportunity for them to change the momentum and hopefully grab even a home playoff game.
Had a bit of a technical difficulty there with the records for both teams. As I mentioned off the top, New Canaan with a 5-6 record after getting off to a 4-2 start. They've dropped 4 of their last 5. They had a really tough week last week, playing 2 top 10 teams in the state, Staples and Richfield, on Tuesday and Wednesday respectively. Our last broadcast was that Staples loss, a close 33-30 defeat at the hands of the Wreckers, and that was a really great game for New Canaan, Maddox. Staples, they came in here undefeated, looking to maybe get another easy one up against a young New Canaan team, but nothing was easy in that game for Staples.
Yeah, New Canaan really made it hard for Staples to get into a rhythm offensively, and they're going to need to do that again today against Danbury.
We're going to turn it over to our PA announcer, Bill Brown, who will take us through the starting lineups for both squads and the national anthem. Ian, Nicholas, Maddox, Underwood, and the rest of the NCTV crew will be back in just a few moments to bring you the tip-off and the live action. Back here after the national anthem for this one, which should be a great game. Maddox mentioning the head coach of the Danbury Hatters, one of the best coaches, quite frankly, in Connecticut basketball history at the high school level, in Jackie DiNardo, a former player at the University of Texas, born and raised in Texas. She was an All-American college basketball player, won multiple Olympic medals as a member of the U.S. Pan Am team, playing under the legendary late Pat Summitt. And she's been the head coach here at Danbury High for 33 years. This year, one of her craziest, as you can see. Well, you can't see her on the screen right now. She's just outside. There she is in the white shirt, preaching to one of her players, the senior center, Tiana Rogers. And she has probably seen every possible situation you can in FCIAC basketball over the years, maybe outside of COVID. And she already conquered that challenge last week with her freshman and JV squad going 3-0 to improve the Hatters' record to 5-3 on the year. Down low, it's Chloe Peralt. She shoots from the paint and misses, the 5'9" junior guard.
Yeah, New Canaan's opening up in their 2-3 zone, which we've seen a lot against Staples.
Junior Megan Driscoll swinging it over to the sophomore Natalie Plosker, and back to Driscoll, top of the key. Senior captain Quinn McKiernan, who had a great week last week, was up for the Rudin Report Player of the Week after 2 strong games and losses up against Staples and Richfield. Cam Murphy missed the shot from the elbow. Rebound for Kiana Perry, the superstar of this Hatters squad, number 2.
Good look there from McKiernan. That's where you want to get against a 2-3.
Down low to the physically dominant 6-foot Tiana Rogers.
Yeah, Tiana Rogers is going to put a lot of strain on this 2-3 zone. Emma Gibbons is going to have to front her and not let her get the ball inside the post.
Rogers was an all-FCIAC second-team selection for the Hatters last year, and with size like that, few girls can guard her in this league, and few girls can guard Quinn McKiernan, especially when they don't even try to guard her. Wide open on the 3, and she gets the Rams the 1-point advantage.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion there in the Danbury 2-3. They were passing her off between girls while she made the shot.
Peralt goes baseline and gets it to go off the glass. Late shot contest from Cameron Murphy, the senior captain for New Canaan. Lead back up to 1 for the Hatters. Driscoll pulls the trigger and splashes it in. New Canaan 2 for 2 from the field and 2 for 2 from downtown.
Yeah, this Danbury team's really good, and if seeing the 3-ball going for the Rams is huge.
Both of these teams are tied for the 8th spot in the FCIAC. Looking to host a home playoff game next week in the tournament, you have to be seeded 8th or higher in the 16-team tournament in order to host a playoff game. Tenley Wallen moving to her left for Danbury, the junior guard. Down low to Peralt, takes her 3rd shot. She's now 1 for 3. Rebound for Rogers.
Yeah, one thing about the 2-3 zone is it makes it a lot harder to rebound, and that's going to be hard against Tiana Rogers. But luckily, Megan Driscoll comes up with the rebound there.
Perry missing the 3 off of her own miss. Bad pass from Megan Driscoll. The ball out of bounds, and it is still New Canaan ball, deflected out of bounds by Danbury.
Looks like they're actually going to give it to Danbury.
Oh, excuse me. Yep, they changed the ruling there. It was no deflection at all, just a turnover from Megan Driscoll as Viviana Flores, the junior point guard, handles it for the Hatters. Down low to Peralt, turnaround shot. She has been aggressive, but she has not found the bottom of the net often so far. Just 1 of 4 now she is.
Yeah, Megan Driscoll going to slow it down a little bit. It's going to allow Danbury to set up, but they can set up a good shot for their own.
Driscoll again from the top of the key, lets it fly. Air balls, now 1 of 2 from the field with 3 points. New Canaan still up 2. 5:09 left to go in the opening quarter here between 2 middle-of-the-pack FCIAC teams. Danbury was expected to be a contender heading into this year for the league tournament, but COVID problems and a tough opening schedule really did not help their season. But still a 5-3 record so far, and they're going to play 2 more games after this one to try to improve their standings for the tournament.
Just saw a peek at the New Canaan press, and it looks like they're going to drop back into that 2-3 zone.
3 up, 3 in. Kiana Perry with the confidence from the All-FCIAC first-team player a year ago.
You know, that if you could see on that possession, Tiana Rogers actually drew Natalie Plosker, who usually guards that spot, but Plosker went down to double team, not even allowing the entry pass, and that freed up Perry.
Danbury goes up 1. Pass lost by Murphy, got by McKiernan. She shoots off the front rim. Rebound Perry. She works it up to Flores. Flores on the other end now. Perry, another three, a little strong. Plosker with the defense and the board.
Good box out there by Plosker.
The star sophomore of this team, Plosker is. Another sophomore, Lucia Cravato, usually starts, but over the last few games, New Canaan has rolled with the senior Cameron Murphy in the starting lineup over their star sophomore big Cravato.
You know, New Canaan hasn't really gotten it inside the perimeter just yet. One open shot from McKiernan, but they don't need to.
They don't need to whatsoever. Driscoll makes New Canaan's third three of the game and her second individually. She's red hot to start.
Wow, I certainly didn't expect them to open up with three three-pointers for all their 9 points, but I'm mistaken.
Peralt, who's 1 of 4, gets it out to Flores. Peralt off the pass from Perry, a little strong. Rebound will go to Wallen, getting it in the Rogers. Peralt again attacking, and she is fouled by Megan Driscoll. She'll head to the line for 2 shots. First foul from either team with only 3:25 left to go in the opening quarter. Danbury looking to win their 5th straight game and their first game since their starters and the majority of their varsity team were put into the COVID-19 protocol after their big 70-37 win against Norwalk on the 24th of February. Danbury has come out a bit slow to start this one, maybe showing those starters trying to shake off some rust after being out of the lineup for so long. Peralt goes 1 of 2 from the line.
Yeah, Danbury's still in their 2-3 zone, but a lot more pressure on this New Canaan backcourt. Not going to let them take those open threes anymore.
McKiernan goes baseline, dishing it to Gibbons, puts up the hook shot, bounces away from it. Fighting forward is Plosker. Ball is going to be...
Looks like a foul on Gibbons there.
They're going to call it on Gibbons. And it's officially going to go to the scorer's table. New Canaan's first foul. It's Danbury's ball. And our first mass break of the game will occur with 3:04 left to go in the opening frame. New Canaan owns a 1-point lead, looking to pick up one of the biggest wins on the year. Neither team has won a game against a team with a winning record this year. New Canaan 0-5 against teams with winning records. Danbury 5-3. All their 3 losses have come to teams with winning records, and they really had a brutal schedule to start the year. They lost to Staples by 1. And Staples is still one of the top teams in the FCIAC. They lost to Ludlow by 9, and they also lost to the reigning FCIAC champs, Ridgefield, by 5. And those were all games that happened within Danbury's first 4 games of the year. Lucia Cravato, Sophia Rambuya, a couple of players checking in for the Rams.
Yeah, a little more size. Probably going to try to handle Tiana Rogers inside.
All of Danbury's 5 starters in their first game back from the COVID-19 protocol are still in the ballgame. No substitutions yet from Coach DiNardo. Flores off to the right on the 3. A big-time rebound for Rogers, and she is fouled.
So Coach Silvestri upset. You know, you can't give up those offensive rebounds. That's going to lead to second chance points, and Tiana Rogers rewarded with 2 shots at the line.
Well, very rarely are you going to see a player of the size and rebounding ability of Tiana Rogers. Quinn McKiernan outmatched physically and outmatched on the boards there by Rogers. And I bet that was a big game plan and a big piece of the scouting report for Kim Palmer and her staff, Chris Silvestri included, heading into this one.
Tiana Rogers is bigger than any girl on this New Canaan roster, and they're going to have to play very physical down low if they're going to want to get defensive rebounds.
1 for 2 from the line, and it's a tied game at 9-9. Dangerous pass. Quinn McKiernan gets it, shoots it from the baseline, misses. Great rebound and follow-up attempt from Lucia Cravato.
Just as we were talking about the second chance points for Danbury, Lucia Cravato gets up 2 of her own with the lefty layup.
This game was originally supposed to happen, I believe, over the winter break, and then it was canceled then due to Danbury COVID problems. It was then rescheduled for Monday as a double dribble is called. It will still be New Canaan's ball.
Danbury's ball.
Danbury's ball. I don't know why I said that.
Oh, Ian.
Double dribble usually means turnover, Ian.
Come on.
The point is this game was supposed to happen in February. It didn't. Perry misses the 3 from the corner. Rebound will go to Peralt. She misses. Peralt again. She makes it off the glass. More and more second chance opportunities for Danbury. Then this game was supposed to be played Monday. It didn't happen then either. Finally, we see this game And so far, it has been worth the wait. A tied game, 11-11. In the corner, McKiernan shoots for three and connects off the assist from Lucia Cravato.
Yeah, really living and dying by the three ball right now. I believe they're 4 or 5 from beyond the arc.
Yeah, their lone field goal inside. Felt like forever ago. 4 threes, 2 apiece from McKiernan and Driscoll for the Rams. A little bit of back and forth from Driscoll and McKiernan there. Blosker on the wing, getting it to McKiernan. Directing some ball movement is Herb, the senior captain. Rambuya in the corner. And foul on the floor will go against the Hatters, number 11, Sophia Fenaroli, the sophomore.
Yeah, both Wallen and Flores are really pressuring the backcourt, and they're going to get those open entry passes into Lucia Cravato if they keep looking for him.
Bounce pass off the inbound, and missing an open shot was Cravato.
Really good job there by Rambuya to seal the Danbury defender and provide that open shot for Cravato.
On the other end, Perry, aggressive, misses, gets the ball right back, and scores right in front of the fallen Lucia Cravato. That's why she's an all-FCIAC first-team player. She is attacking New Canaan right now, and she's really been able to get it done both inside and out. Just over 40 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Driscoll looking to make her third three, and she does not. Rambuya can't keep it in bounds. She was out of bounds.
Yeah, really quick trigger there from Megan Driscoll. Maybe would have wanted her to take her time on that one.
New Canaan bringing a bit of pressure here. Danbury looking to take advantage in transition. Peralt gets it to a wide open Tenley Wallen, and Wallen converts from the mid-range. Danbury goes up 1, 15-14. New Canaan might look to hold for one last shot here. They've played a great quarter. Not a lot of defense has been played, but as soon as I say that, there's a steal from Kiana Perry, a dime from Perry, and through contact, the 5'1" Tenley Wallen converts.
Yeah, that's all Perry going coast to coast there and finding Wallen.
Cravato can't get her hands on that feed from Driscoll, so with 0.8 seconds left, Danbury might have enough time to heave it. Most likely not, and it will most likely be a 3-0 lead for the Hatters after the end of one. Wallen gets it in. No shot will go up from Peralt. In a great back-and-forth game so far, high-scoring affair. Neither defense has really come alive. New Canaan usually does not live or die off a three-ball Maddox, but right now they're getting, not lucky, they're getting the open looks, and they're just converting and keeping themselves in this game.
Yeah, and thank God for the three ball, because if it weren't for that, I mean, I don't know how many points the team would have, but they've executed really well against this 2-3 zone. I'd like to see them get it inside a little more, and we'll see how this second quarter plays out.
Coach Jackie DiNardo barking orders from her huddle, and I think we know why she's been here for 33 years. She means business, and her team right now, Maddox, they haven't shown much rust right now. They really look solid. New Canaan obviously has gotten a lot of lucky off those 4 threes, but what have you liked so far from Danbury?
Well, it kind of feels like they're shaking off the rust as we go. I mean, they ended that quarter on a 6-0 run, and it looks like they're trying to, you know, Perry's had the ball in her hands a little more, and she's been able to create for herself and for her teammates. So let's see. We'll see if she continues to create.
We'll start the second quarter here for the New Canaan High School gym. Ian Nicholas, Maddox, Underwood, and the rest of the NCTV crew bringing you this live action. New Canaan looking to pull off an upset win up against Danbury. New Canaan has been trending in the wrong direction. Danbury, even with their backups last week, was trending in the right direction. Maddie Donaldson, the sophomore, checking into the game for New Canaan. Meanwhile, Danbury has yet to make a substitution all game long outside of Sophia Fenaroli, who came into the game and is still in number 11.
Tiana Rogers getting ready to check back in for Danbury.
Driscoll at the logo, working to her left now, and a timeout is called by Coach Kim Palmer. Just 23 seconds into the quarter as nothing was working on that possession for the Rams.
Yeah, just a lot of dribbling, standing around. Probably going to want some more off-ball movement, and looks like she's talking to Quinn McKiernan specifically, trying to get her to cut more off-ball maybe.
And Danbury, as I mentioned, retaining a lot of their key players from last year's squad. They went 16-4, and they were the 2 seed in FCIACs during the 2019-20 season before they were upset by the 7 seed and eventual FCIAC champions, the Richfield Tigers, in the first round last year, 41-29. And they retained a strong roster, which included Kiana Perry, an all-FCIAC first-team player, Tiana Rogers, a second-team player, Chloe Perrault was a third-team player last year, and Viviana Flores, an honorable mention in all-FCIAC consideration, and all 4 of them are starting tonight for Danbury. Plasker, the open 3, off the back iron, rebound will go to Perry.
Yeah, that's not a shot we would have seen Plasker take 2 weeks ago, but maybe she's putting some work in.
Rogers is putting the work in down low, using the frame and getting an easy bucket.
Yeah, I think if you get it down into Rogers, it's almost like game over for the Rams. So you got to really block that entry pass and just not allow her to get the ball.
Ball batted off of Perry. Cravato saves it for New Canaan. 7 minutes left to go in the quarter, and Danbury extending the lead to 5, and Cravato extending that ball out of bounds. It was blocked by Tiana Rogers, still New Canaan ball. And Megan Driscoll to inbound along the baseline. Floats it up to McKiernan. Good catch from her. Corner 3 for Driscoll. And now a rebound for Lucia Cravato. Driscoll fighting for the board, and it falls into the hands of Tiana Rogers. And then Megan Driscoll somehow comes up with it again and nails it from the elbow. Big momentum bucket for New Canaan.
Yeah, New Canaan looked like they were going to go press, but Coach Kim Palmer pulled them off.
Perry over to Flores. A little bit of back and forth between her and Perrault. And she has it now. 6.5 left to go in half number 1. Rogers couldn't get her hands on that one. Good defense from the defensive ace, Lucia Cravato.
Yeah, she's really played the bottom of that 2-3 zone really well. We saw her block a shot earlier from Perry, and really good steal there.
And speaking of Perry, she strips Natalie Plasker with ease. On the move, it's Flores. Perry to Perrault. Gets Donaldson jumping. And an and one finish for Chloe Perrault with the move to get herself free and the finish through contact.
Yeah, really good move there by Perrault. Saw Donaldson was a little out of control when she was on the closeout. And she throws a pump fake, drives right past, gets the N1 bucket.
Foul on Lucia Cravato, and she takes the blame for that one. Danbury up 5, looking to go up 6. Perrault at the line. New Canaan's 4th foul of the game. Meanwhile, Danbury, always well coached by Coach DiNardo and well disciplined. They only have 1 foul so far through 10 minutes of action.
Danbury stays in that 2-3 zone.
Donaldson on the wing. Donaldson wide open, daring her to shoot, and she can't convert. Another rebound for Kiana Perry. Taking their time and getting it to Flores, who has yet to take a shot, but is a great facilitator for this lineup. Perrault to her right, down low to Rogers. Working it around the perimeter. McKiernan gets a piece of it and cannot keep it in bounds, but a good deflection from her nonetheless to break up the rhythm. As Abby Van Dusen, the senior for New Canaan, checking in, a good defensive, or actually, excuse me, that is not Abby Van Dusen, that is Ellie Gussage, who has not got a lot of court time for New Canaan this year, but making an appearance in one of their biggest games.
Yeah, maybe Coach Kim Palmer saw something in practice.
Corner 3 from Perry, too strong. And
That
actually, yep.
That was Tiana Rogers that freed her right up. She's had a really good steal there on Gussich, and that freed up Perry for the 3-pointer in the corner.
On the elbow, Cravato moving to her left, and that one off the hands of Tiana Rogers. No foul, all ball, the block from her. And actually, Ellie's father, David, who's in the crowd tonight, is the principal over at Sachs Middle School. So a family New Canaan connection there. Inbound to Driscoll, 4:55 now, left in quarter number 2. Plasker on the wing. Pass again stolen by Perry. She's all over the place in this one. Wallen keeps it in bounds. And Danbury slowing it down. Still a 5-point Hatters advantage. Perry, good pass down low to Rogers, and it's game over, Maddox, as you mentioned, when she gets a look under the hoop.
Yeah, another great pass there by Kiana Perry, and she got right in that high post and looked down to Tiana Rogers, who was wide open.
The two megastars of this team doing what they do best, now up 7, deep 2 for Natalie Plosker off the front rim. New Canaan really could have used that make. Flores on the other end now. Wallen down low to Peralt. Backing down, Cravado, and another and one for Chloe Peralt. Danbury starting to run away with it here as Cravado again fouls Peralt. It looks like Cravado will stay in the game or not, as Emma Gibbons is going to rush to the scorer's table to check in the senior captain for the sophomore. Peralt converts for three-point play, and Danbury proving that they can be a sleeper to win the FCIAC championship this year. Now up 10 points early, and New Canaan needs something fast on the offensive end.
Yeah, the main difference I'm seeing from this quarter to the first quarter is their outside shots aren't going in.
No. Another turnover for the Rams into the hands of Tenley Wallen, and then a turnover for Danbury. Quinn McKiernan with the steal. Pressure from Wallen. She strips it right in front of Megan Driscoll. Flores kicking it out to Wallen. Wide open three for Kiana Perry, and you almost know it's going to fall. Her second three of the night. Timeout, Coach Kim Palmer. New Canaan down 13.
Yeah, offensive explosion here from Danbury, and New Canaan really hasn't gotten anything going against this 2-3 zone in the second quarter.
Danbury having a perfect quarter right now on both sides of the ball. And Danbury really showing no flaws on that offensive side. They can hit the perimeter shot. They're willing to look for the right shot and take up time on a long possession. No shot clock in the state of Connecticut. They really don't have any weaknesses on that offensive side, do they?
No, I mean, it really starts from Kiana Perry and Flores, who are really good facilitators. Perry facilitates a little more for herself than Flores does, but they really set up their teammates really well for good shots down low.
And Danbury, as I mentioned, they still have 2 more games after this one. They're currently tied with New Canaan for the 8th seed in FCIACs this year, as it's not based on winning percentage or FCIAC play, because all of their opponents this year in a COVID-shortened season are FCIAC opponents. It's based on a point system where for every win you get 2 points. And both teams have 5 wins. Danbury will play Stanford tomorrow at home at 1 o'clock, and then their final game of the regular season is the day before FCIACs up against one of the top teams in the FCIAC, Trumbull. And that one will be on the road at 5:30 next Tuesday. McKiernan in the corner. Gibbons out to Ellie Gussage. Foul line shot from Gibbons. And rebound from Perry.
Yeah, Danbury's very active in that 2-3 zone. Not a lot that New Canaan can do right now.
Tenley Wallen shoots her shot off to the right. Rebound Driscoll. Danbury getting back on defense. McKiernan picks up the dribble. Powering inside. Emma Gibbons using that Bowdoin College track and field athleticism for that bucket.
Yeah, that's the first time we've really seen them attack the hoop other than a Lucia Cravado layup, and I think they can do it against the Danbury team. They can't be super scared of Tiana Rogers. You got to attack her and maybe draw a foul.
New Canaan still trails 11 to the Hatters, as it's going to be a travel on Viviana Flores. And our second mass break of the game. 2:31 left to go in the second quarter. New Canaan with a nice bucket off Emma Gibbons. An Emma Gibbons layup, I should say. Trying to just hack away at this big-time lead that Danbury has accumulated in the second quarter.
Yeah, shots haven't been falling this quarter, so they got it inside to Gibbons, who does her thing and finishes up and in for 2.
Ian Nicholas, Maddox, Underwood, and the rest of the NCTV crew bringing you this live action. This is the last regular season game we will be covering for either team this year. This is the girls' final regular season game. They'll either finish 6-6 or 5-7, which is pretty dang good when you consider that Kim Palmer only returned to this team in the middle of January, replacing John Winchester, who is a coach that replaced her 3 years ago when she left the position as the New Canaan girls head coach. And the boys team will be playing tomorrow in Wilton, and we will not be covering that game. Unfortunately, we will be covering the round of 16 game on Tuesday in FCIACs, which will be played right here. Gibbons out to Quinn McKiernan, 2:12 left to go in quarter number 2. Gibbons again from the foul line, hesitating. This time she'll take it, and she will not score off the pass from Gussage. Flores takes her time as Coach DiNardo barks commands from the sideline. Perrault on the elbow. Down low to Rogers. She's doubled. Doesn't matter. Tiana Rogers, another bucket for number 1.
Yeah, she makes it look really easy against this 2-3 zone. They're going to have to try to switch something up defensively.
Sophia Fenaroli, the sophomore, looking to check back in for Danbury with just over a minute and a half remaining in half number 1. Danbury's lead back up to 13. Gussage shoots the 3. Her first shot missing. Rebound Plasker. And into the hands of Quinn McKiernan as Kiana Perry tipped it into her hands. Corner 3 for Megan Driscoll. Coach Palmer not a fan of that shot.
Yeah, Driscoll's taking some deep threes, and a lot of them coming up short.
Gussage with a good defensive effort, but it will be off of her and still Danbury ball. Driscoll made 2 threes in the early going, taking a lot of gutsy shots, and they haven't been falling for her recently. Rogers will check out, and Fenaroli will check in. Inbound to Perrault, looking to get her 3rd and 1. She does not. She's instead fouled by Gussage. So she'll head to the line for 2 shots. That's Gussage's first foul, New Canaan's 6th. 1 away, foul-wise, from putting Danbury in the 1-1 with 1:09 left to go in quarter number 2. And Danbury, they certainly have the talent to compete with some of the FCIACs top teams. Maddox, just from their biggest strengths, what makes this team a team that could upset a Ludlow or a Trumbull or a Richfield down the line, even though their record might not look intimidating?
Well, their backcourt based off of Flores and Kiana Perry are very dynamic, and they really set up their teammates well, like Perrault and Wallen and obviously Tiana Rogers. So look for them to continue to create for them in the playoffs, and I think they'll have a good run.
Under a minute left in the first half now. New Canaan down 15, their biggest deficit so far tonight. Ellie Gussage shoots another 3, and the bank is open.
Wow, that shot did not look great from up here.
Nope.
But it went in, and that's all you got to ask for.
Wow. Lucky roll off the bank shot. Ellie Gussage now 1 for 2 from downtown. New Canaan getting a perimeter shot that they desperately needed, and it comes from an unknown name to most New Canaan girls basketball fans in Ellie Gussage. Half a minute left in half number 1. Danbury not looking to force anything. And then they force something out of bounds. Turnover on Danbury off the bad pass from Kiana Perry. Plasker over to Driscoll in the corner. 13 seconds left in half number 1. Gibbons on the elbow. Out to Driscoll. Another 3. Does not fall for the junior. 3 seconds left, and Gussage will foul Perry. That is New Canaan's 7th. So Perry will head to the line for the 1-1.
Yeah, costly foul there by Gussage.
Kiana Perry, the best team on this Danbury, the best player on this Danbury team, one of the top players in the FCIAC, will head to the line for a 1-1 opportunity, looking to extend this 12-point Hatters lead with 2.6 seconds left to go in the quarter. She makes the first with ease, and she'll get a second. Perry missing the second. Rebound, Perrault, and Danbury looking to get one more shot off. It will not count, and it does not go in from Kiana Perry. Well, That's your first half, and Danbury looks like the team that they were expected to be at the beginning of this season. Now all of their players back in the lineup. It's been the dangerous backcourt of Perry and Flores moving the ball so well, and Tiana Rogers just doing what she does down low, an immovable object and a phenomenal force on the offensive end. What else can we say after the end of one half?
I mean, yeah, you said it. Flores and Perry are really creating well for their teammates. Peralt had some really good drives baseline. She's throwing up a lot of shot fakes and then driving baseline, and she's gotten 2-and-1s and a foul called. So she's going to try to continue to do that in the second half for this Hatters team.
New Canaan, they're outmatched athletically in this one, Maddox. They're going to have to really play a perfect second half, down 13 points right now, 34 to 21 to get back in this game. What are Kim Palmer's messages going to be to her team most likely in this halftime break to try to get off to a hot start in that third quarter?
Well, they're going to have to make some changes offensively. 21 points in the second half wouldn't cut it. So they're going to need to change some things, and hopefully they can even maybe I would not be surprised if they throw the press back in there. I haven't seen that in a few weeks from New Canaan, and we'll see if they can try to up the tempo from this Danbury team.
Danbury doesn't make too much mistakes, but maybe some added pressure could put the Hatters in a tough spot. Before we head to the halftime break, let's roll our sponsors video and thank all of our amazing local businesses who sponsor NCTV. Thank you to our platinum sponsor, Walter Stewart's, has supported NC Rams athletics in the entire New Canaan community for years. Walter Stewart's is your fresh local market. Thank you to our gold sponsor, Club Sandwich. Club Sandwich is New Canaan's destination for fresh sandwiches since 1986. Thank you to our silver sponsors, Performance PT, Educational Futures, the SIG Insurance Agencies, OSSM Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine, Renaissance Partners, and Rand Insurance. And finally, our black sponsors, Ready Rooster, Sheila La, 84 Sports New Canaan, the New Canaan Diner, NC Graphics, the Athletic Shoe Factory, Togs, Dr. Austin Feeney, the Lewis School of Driving, and also Prudding and Company Custom Builders. The NC Rams All Sports Booster Club supports all New Canaan High School athletics. Your score after one half, just over 6 minutes left to go till half number 2, 34 Danbury, 21 New Canaan. Danbury looking to pick up their 5th straight win. Will they do so up against the Rams? Tune in for the second half to find out. We'll see you shortly. Back here from the New Canaan High School gym, Ian Nicholas, Maddox, Underwood, and the rest of the NCTV crew bringing you this live action as Coach Jackie DiNardo and her Danbury squad have definitely gotten off to a terrific start. 34 points in the first half, and the duo of Tiana Rogers and Kiana Perry doing what they do best and dominating the Rams really from every angle. Neither team this year has had a win against a team with a winning record. Danbury will not change that tonight if they do pull out with this victory. New Canaan was 4-2 to start the year, beating down on some of the lower-ranked teams in the FCIAC, Bryan McMahon, Wilton, and Bassick, albeit Bassick actually a pretty solid team at 4-2 with a couple of really good players. And Bassick, that game last week was a big-time win for Danbury because they won that game with their freshmen starting. And Bassick, one of the most athletic teams in the FCIAC, and now at 4-2, not an easy team to beat. Danbury will start with it here on the offensive end. Flores working it up. Danbury up 13. As Perry kicks it out to Rogers.
Buchanan staying in that 2-3 zone.
Perry lobbing it to Rogers through contact. It has been no problem for her. Another bucket for Tiana Rogers.
Yeah, New Canaan still has in front of that entry pass, and they're just going to continue to pick them apart from the inside if they can't.
The 15-point lead for Danbury is the largest lead they've held all night. It was a back-and-forth first quarter, but ever since the start of the second, it's been all Danbury. Driscoll again from way downtown, coming up short, but a wide-open Quinn McKiernan gets the put back in.
Yeah, all these deep threes have been short for Megan Driscoll. She's going to have to make a bit of an adjustment when she's taking these deep threes.
Timeout from Coach Jackie DiNardo just 50 seconds into the second half. After that Quinn McKiernan putback. Coach DiNardo certainly as vocal as they come with over 500-plus career wins as the Danbury High girls coach, a legend throughout the state of Connecticut, and as many Hall of Fames as you could possibly think of. The FCIAC Hall of Fame, the Connecticut Women's Hall of Fame, the University of Texas Hall of Fame, the Danbury Hall of Fame. Heck, New Canaan would probably retire her jersey number if they could.
Oh, man.
And Michael Jordan has his jersey number retired by teams he never even played for. Why can't we do it in high school?
Oh, man.
Just over 7 minutes left to go in the third quarter now as Perrault, who had a great first half, continues to get it done down low in the second.
Yeah, she continues to make some tough finishes, and Buchanan's really got to have to respond.
Lead back up to 15 for Danbury. 6:50 left to go in quarter number 3. Perrault converting a couple of big and ones that helped turn the momentum in Danbury's favor. Speaking of turning the ball over there was Plosker to Perry. Nearly losing it. Wallen hounded by McKiernan. Perrault with it on the baseline. Back out to Perry, directing traffic off ball, trying to position Rogers for an easy feed. She misses. Perrault, another putback, another score for number 3. The lead up to 17.
Yeah, Perrault's not the biggest player, but she plays very physical down low, and, I mean, she plays way bigger than she is.
The 5'9" forward really does a lot of her work scoring-wise, attacking the hoop and on those putback attempts. Emma Gibbons airmails that shot with Rogers all over her.
Yeah, just a little out of control. Not a good look there.
Wallen was wide open, hesitating and fading away with a miss. Rebound goes to Driscoll. Plosker goes baseline, a wide open lay-in, and no foul, no over-aggressiveness as Danbury knew Plosker beat him down low.
Yeah, good finish there by Plosker with the left hand.
Perry's made a couple of threes. She's done everything Danbury's possibly needed today. Off the pick and roll, a wide open Chloe Perrault misses. Rebound Rogers puts the shot up and in, dominating down low Tiana Rogers.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels like Kiana Perry is just dissecting this 2-3 zone. She's really picking them apart.
Just over 5 minutes left to go now in this quick-moving game. Still in the third quarter. Lead back up to 17 for the Lady Hatters as Gibbons rattles it in from the baseline. Rogers gave her the room, and she let it fly.
Good looking high arcing shot from the short corner there.
Gibbons on Wallen. Now Flores with it. Wallen to her left, flipping it to Peralt and missing on the mid-range shot. Rebound Plosker. 2-on-2 in transition. Plosker looking to go all the way, and a foul on the floor will go on Flores. That is Danbury's first foul of the half as Rogers will check back out. For Fenaroli, that's the only player that Danbury has turned to off the bench so far today. Only a 6-woman rotation. Miss off the inbound play from New Canaan. 4:30 left to go in quarter number 3. And a travel is going to go up against Flores, I believe. So turnover Danbury. New Canaan still fighting and trying to get any sort of momentum. Now in the third quarter here, Olivia West, the senior captain, checking in for the first time tonight for New Canaan, number 23. Plosker on the wing, open on the elbow. Olivia West shoots and scores with a lucky roll.
Lucky bounce there from the back rim.
New Canaan will take anything they can get at this point. Still trailing 13, just over halfway down in quarter number 3. A really nice pass and a risky one at that by Flores to Perry, and the ball works its way back to Flores. Wallen gets the screen. Trying to find Peralt, who mosses West and misses. Another putback for her. Bouncing off the front rim, tight roping the baseline, keeping it in bounds, and getting the rebound, Megan Driscoll.
Yeah, great rebound and a remarkable job staying in bounds there.
New Canaan, a big possession here to try to get back in it. Foul along the sideline as Perry reached in on McKiernan. And she will go to inbound it from just in front of the New Canaan bench. And we're going to have our third mass break of this game with 3:19 left to go. New Canaan cutting the lead slightly to 13. Danbury still looking hot. 5-3 record for the Danbury Hatters. It's been a tough year for them. They have now had, if they finish the season with the winning record, they'll have their 4th winning season in the last 5 years under head coach Jackie DiNardo. One of the most successful programs in the state for quite some time. Earlier in the decade, or well, heck, we're in a new decade now, but earlier last decade, they won 3 straight FCIAC titles from 2012 to 2014, continuing to grow to the legacy and numerous accomplishments of Coach DiNardo, becoming one of the few teams statewide to ever win 3 straight league tournaments in a row. Another jumper from the elbow from Olivia West, and no lucky roll there. Perry with the ball. Gets the screen from Peralt, but goes the other way. Flores takes it inside, looking for her first bucket and missing. A jump ball, and it will go to New Canaan. Good effort down low from the Rams to fight for that one. Plosker to inbound. 2:53 left to go in this third quarter.
Buchanan's getting some open shots now against the 2-3 zone. They continue to get it inside, and Olivia West has had some open looks from right around the free throw line.
Plosker to her left, out to Quinn McKiernan. McKiernan dumps it off to Emma Gibbons, and she's fouled. She'll head to the line for 2 shots.
A great lefty pocket pass there, driving baseline from McKiernan, finds Gibbons inside.
It's going to go on Tenley Wallen, her first foul. Third on Danbury. New Canaan has yet to commit a foul so far in the second half. Couple big free throws here, is looking to cut the lead even more. Gibbons missing her first. Still a 13-point Danbury lead, but New Canaan is keeping it competitive in the early stages. of the second half. Gibbons looking to avoid going 0 for 2, which she does not. Fighting for the rebound, Olivia West comes up with it for New Canaan, but travels as she slides to the floor to scoop up the ball. Flores works it up the timeline over to Wallen, who just picked up the foul. Perry in the corner.
New Canaan's going man-to-man now. Everyone's got a girl.
And Perry gets it to go down, even though Quinn McKiernan was right in her grill. Fadeaway shot good for the junior. Never got her hands on it. Emma Gibbons losing that one to Chloe Perrault, although she was open and had a lane to the basket. Wallen dumps it off. Perry flips it to the wrong team. Steal for Megan Driscoll, looking for Fenaroli. Wide open corner three for Driscoll, looking for her third triple, and she converts. Lead cut to 12.
Yeah, Megan Driscoll was ice cold for the last 2 quarters, but finally picks it up in the late stages of the third.
She is a talented shooter, but just like any great shooter, plenty of misses will come with the shot attempts. On the other end, looking to respond, Perry missing off the front iron. Another rebound for Driscoll, and a foul will go against the Hatters, and it will go against Sophia Fenaroli. Danbury's 4th. Lucia Cravado is going to check back into the game for New Canaan. Checking out Emma Gibbons. So they'll roll with the line above McKiernan, Cravado, West, Driscoll, and Plosker.
Yeah, this is a second straight game we've done where Megan Driscoll and Natalie Plosker have played the entire game.
Cutting and a miscommunication between Plosker and West. New Canaan gets the ball back, and a huge and one for Quinn McKiernan.
Yeah, really great find there by Natalie Plosker, finding Quinn McKiernan all alone on the block, and then she takes the contact and finishes.
They need McKiernan to play all of those minutes because she can make plays like that. She'll be a massive loss to the program next year when she graduates. Looks to make the free throw here as Tiana Rogers coming back in for Sophia Fenaroli. McKiernan, a talented basketball player, but she will be heading to Trinity College up the state next year to play college lacrosse. Gets the N1 to go down, and this game is back in single digits for the first time in quite some time. 9-point lead for Danbury as Perrault on the move. Rogers was open, and she didn't find her, and to add on to that, she traveled as well.
Yeah, New Canaan put the press on there, but Danbury beats it with ease, but Perrault gets a little ahead of herself and travels.
Just under a minute left to go in the third quarter. New Canaan slowly getting back into this game, but still a ways away, down 9. Plosker to West from the baseline. Air ball for her, rebound to Perry. Perry's going to push. Perry with a good pass to Wallen. Shot from the elbow, and an air ball from Perrault, and the ball is out of bounds off of her. Just under 30 seconds to go now in the third.
Big possession here for the Rams, a chance to get some momentum heading into this fourth quarter.
They haven't been in this ballgame really since midway through the second quarter. But a really solid showing right now from New Canaan. They have quietly played really well. Moving it around the perimeter. 26 seconds. McKiernan. Wide open, Lucia Cravado off the Plosker assist.
Yeah, those are the shots that Danbury's willing to give up, and if New Canaan can knock them down, they're going to have a chance in this ballgame.
Back to 7 now. 7 seconds for Danbury to get something to end the quarter well. Tiana Rogers wide open, and you know she's not missing. Good response from Danbury, but after 3, New Canaan is back in the game up against one of the FCIACs' most talented teams. 46-37, Danbury still in the lead. Both of these teams looking to pick up win number 6 on their respective seasons. And Maddox, what was the biggest change for New Canaan in that third quarter? They really played quite well from start to finish in the third.
I mean, they only made 1 3, but they're moving the ball well, and they're finding good open shots inside and from mid-range.
And meanwhile, for Danbury, what changed for them? They couldn't be stopped. Tiana Rogers couldn't be stopped in the first half. And in the second half, although their impacts haven't been completely wiped out by New Canaan, they certainly have been limited.
Yeah, slowed down a little bit. We'll see if New Canaan will stay in that press that they showed at the end of that third quarter. But you know, Tiana Rogers sat out for about 4 minutes of that quarter, so I believe she only had like 6 points in that quarter.
Danbury has only turned to one player on the bench so far in this game. That has been Sophia Fenaroli, and she has always come in to replace Tiana Rogers. Danbury looking to escape with the win on the road to improve to 6-3. New Canaan looking to get back to 500 in their final game of the regular season and their final game until Tuesday's FCIAC tournament. Neither of these teams will be playing in the playdown games, which will be happening tomorrow for the 15 through 18 seeds in the FCIAC tournament. Ian Nicholas, Maddox, Underwood, and the rest of the NCTV crew bringing you this live action from the New Canaan High School gym. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like what you see. Tiana Rogers likes what she saw and won.
Yeah, anytime you try to go over the back of the defender, ref's going to call that 90% of the time.
That's going to go on Lucia Cravato, her third and New Canaan's first foul of the entire half. And it will go on the sophomore big. Rogers gets it to go down. 3-point play to start the fourth quarter for Danbury. Lead up to 12. Ellie Gussage is also checked back into the game for New Canaan, who got some playing time in the second quarter and made it 3. Speaking of threes, Megan Driscoll shoots and misses one. McKiernan can't grab the rebound, though, so it will go to Danbury as Perry on the break. It's going to double dribble. So a quick turnover for the Hatters as Plasker will inbound from right outside the Danbury bench. Cravato near the corner. Plasker shoots for 3 and can't make her first 3 of the night. Perry stripped of the ball by Gussage. It will be a jump ball.
It'll stay with New Canaan.
Really big-time play for the sophomore on the boards. Ellie Gussage coming up big.
Yeah, that jump ball gives New Canaan another possession here.
7:10 left to go in the fourth quarter. New Canaan trail 9 heading into the quarter. After an and one from Tiana Rogers, she made it a 12-point game. McKiernan getting it inside, passing it to nobody. Plasker picking it up, being pushed, getting the steal. Flores for Danbury. Tough possession there for the Rams.
Flores just going to take it out, set it up. 7 minutes left in this game, 12-point lead, no need to rush it.
Wallen met by Gussage inside. Rogers working on Cravato. Good defense from Cravato. Another and one. Her third of the night for Chloe Peralt.
Yeah, Peralt does not shy away from any contact, and she's getting rewarded by going to the free throw line.
It is the big three of Tiana Rogers, Kiana Perry, and Chloe Peralt, which could guide this team to a lot of postseason success. And they wear numbers 1, 2, and 3. Speaking of 3, not a three-point play there. Missing the free throw. Lead up to 14 for the Hatters. And any momentum that New Canaan had heading into the quarter has been really washed away. Driscoll, top of the key. Plasker, back to Driscoll. Driscoll to her left, an open shot, which she misses. Rebound Gussage, and she's fouled by Danbury.
Yeah, New Canaan just 1 foul away from the bonus now.
That's going to go on Tenley Wallen as Danbury is 1 foul away from sending New Canaan to the 1-and-1. Driscoll will inbound.
Something that I find interesting about this Danbury 2-3 zone is, you know, when the ball is on the right or the left side, either Flores or Wallen will be fronting the high post player, not allowing that entry pass, which is hard for some teams because that's thought to be the weakness of the 2-3 zone as Natalie Plasker knocks down a 3.
Plasker, her second jump shot made of the game. Still an 11-point game, but really a crucial make for New Canaan. Just under 6 minutes left to go in regulation now. After that, Plasker 3. Inside, fouled is Tenley Wallen. That one's going to go against Driscoll.
Yeah, not a smart foul there by Megan Driscoll. If you see Wallen going for a reverse layup there, you probably just want to leave her alone. That's a tough shot to make. No need to let her go to the free throw line.
But instead, Wallen will head to the line, who has 2 fouls herself. Number 20, that is Tenley Wallen. Going to extend this 11-point Danbury lead. Bricking the first. But making her second, going 1 for 2. Timeout will be called by Coach Kim Palmer, I believe. 5:40 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Danbury owning the 12-point lead and really playing great basketball after letting their lead slip a little bit, Maddox, after the end of that third quarter.
Yeah, they've really shut the Rams down on defense, or while they're playing defense, and no easy buckets for the Rams.
Not at all. New Canaan has improved a lot offensively this year. Last year, known for their defensive identity, getting a lot of tough wins based solely on their defense. But this season, although shortened, playing out very similarly to the year New Canaan had last year. They got off to a hot start. I believe owned the winning records of the first half of last year, and then somewhat falling apart as the season went on and finishing the year at 500. New Canaan getting off to a 4-2 start this year with the return of Kim Palmer to the lineup, the return of Raquel Harrison, an assistant on last year's staff, and also Chris Silvestri, the defensive coordinator of the football team, coaching varsity basketball for the first time in his coaching career. This team got off to a great start. They've fallen off the rails a little bit, but giving Danbury a bit of a run for their money here. Still a 12-point game, though, Danbury with a clear lead.
Yeah, this game is played out a little differently than I imagined. Coach Kim Palmer elects to play Ellie Gussich a lot, and we haven't seen Cameron Murphy in the game since she started.
No, and she was not hurt, just deciding to go to her sophomore Ellie Gussich and Olivia West off the bench instead of Cameron Murphy, the senior captain. Blocker gives it up to Driscoll. McKiernan surveys. 5:20 left to go in the fourth quarter now. Bounce pass to Cravato. Gussich out to McKiernan. Gussich from the foul line. Jacks one up, misses, gets her own rebound. Batted out of bounds by Flores, and she nearly collides with Coach Raquel Harrison. Another timeout for New Canaan as Captain Aronsky is going to check into the game as she throws off her, whatever you call it, training jacket. Shooting shirt. There you go, Maddox. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Catherine Aronsky is one of the better shooters on this team.
Yep.
Looking probably put her in the high post or on the wings. Let her shooting ability get on display here.
Number 22, the sophomore Captain Aronsky on the far right of that huddle. He's had a couple really solid games for New Canaan. New Canaan's last win came on Friday, which was their last game, as they expected to play Danbury on Monday, but the game was postponed once again to today. They played Wilton on the road, a team they beat handedly earlier in the season right here from New Canaan High. Our first basketball stream of the year was that game. They beat Wilton by 34 in that one. They only beat them by 3 on Friday, 29-26. Just under 5 minutes left to go now in the fourth quarter. Ian Nicholas, Maddox, Underwood, and the rest of the NCTV crew bringing you the live action as Lucia Cravato missing a wide open look.
Well drawn up play there by Coach Kim Palmer. Got Cravato the exact look that she wanted, but she couldn't finish.
Kiana Perry sizing up McKiernan, moves to her left, dishing it out to Wallen, and Wallen converts along the baseline off the assist from Perry.
Yeah, Perry's just, like I said earlier, absolutely dissecting this 2-3 zone. She drives and she finds open girls.
Pull up 3 for Plasker off the feed from Cravato. She misses, fighting for the rebound now. A dog pile develops, and Rogers comes away with it for the Hatters. Wallen resets, gets it back to Perry with just over 4 minutes left now in the fourth. Danbury up 14 and looking to coast their way to win number 6 on their season. Flores near corner. A cutting Perry scores. Doing it all on the ball and off the ball. It's Kiana Perry.
Yeah, really a heads-up cut there by Perry, and a good look inside by Flores.
Ronski bounced past her. Cravato, she's fouled by Rogers. That is Danbury's 7th foul of the half, so New Canaan now in the 1-1, although it does not mean much in the closing stages of a game that is pretty out of hand with 3:35 left to go, and Danbury up 16. Cravato misses her first. New Canaan, a crushing loss last night, a tough 2-game stretch for them on a back-to-back. Losing to Stanford at the buzzer at 34-33, and most likely they'll fall to Danbury here in this one. Cravato going 0 for 2.
Yeah, certainly not the outcome the Rams wanted. Probably looking to pick up some momentum heading into the FCIAC tournament, but they don't get that, and they'll probably have to play all their FCIAC games on the road.
If New Canaan does finish as the 8th seed or higher, which now I believe with the loss here is mathematically impossible, then they would be playing a home game here on Wednesday as Kiana Perry with yet another bucket. But it looks like on Wednesday when the round of 16 starts for the girls in FCIAC play, they will be on the road. Not sure if we will be able to bring you the live coverage of that game as a miss down low from Driscoll off the drive. We're going to try our best. Hopefully we can hit the road and stream it. Steal from Megan Driscoll with 2:40 left to go. New Canaan down 18, Danbury's largest lead of the night. And Danbury truly rounding in the form at the perfect time as Cravato is fouled again, this time by Flores, Danbury's 8th team foul. That's her second foul for Flores, the 5'1" junior guard, who was an All-FCIAC honorable mention player last year for her ability to handle the ball for the Hatters. Cravato now 0 for 3 in this quarter from the charity stripe. And Danbury will call the timeout with 2:29 left to go. Coach DiNardo looking to get everything perfect if the game is close or if the game is out of hand. And that's why she's one of the best at what she does. Trying to get her team, who the starters haven't played in multiple weeks, as much experience as possible before the FCIAC tournament starts on Wednesday. And again, our next stream for basketball in general will be next Tuesday, where the New Canaan Rams will either be the 3 seed or the 5 seed. It all depends on how their game tomorrow on the road against Wilton shakes up. If they win, they'll be the 3 seed, regardless of what happens in the other games. If they lose, they'll be the 5 seed. New Canaan, the boys, lost to Wilton last Friday. Also lost their senior captain, Leo Magnus, who will not be available for next Tuesday's boys basketball game in the playoffs. They're going to have to try to advance without him. And if they do advance to the round of 8 on Friday, they will most likely have Leo back in the lineup, which is great to see after he took a couple of hard tumbles in that Friday Wilton game. Cravato at the line once again. After the timeout, she missed her first heading into the break. And now 0 for 4 this quarter she is.
Yeah, New Canaan switched it up defensively. They've gone man-to-man, and, you know, we've seen a lot of off-ball cuts from Perry. That's gotten her some open looks down low.
Flores holds it, gives it up to Perrault, who's had an excellent game for Danbury. She cuts, and she is fouled. Getting her
travel, looks like.
Yep, takes the extra step. Turnover for Perrault. And our final mask break of the game will occur with 2:11 left. Danbury up 18, just looking to seal the deal, dot the I's, cross the T's, and come away with win number 6. Again, New Canaan is their final regular season game. They will end the season 5-7 in the regular season. No state tournament this year, if you do remember, for winter sports. So the FCIAC tournament is where their season will continue, and it is where it will end whenever they are bounced, or heck, if they go all the way. Abby Van Dusen looking to check back into the game for New Canaan. Or excuse me, it looks like Kim Palmer just assembling the huddle. As this most likely will be New Canaan's last home game of the year and the last home game for the 5 seniors, including the 4 senior captains, Cameron Murphy, Olivia West, Emma Gibbons, and Quinn McKiernan, and also Abby Van Dusen. And as soon as I say that, all 4 of the seniors who were not in the game go to the scorers table, and it looks like Coach Kim Palmer, knowing that this is going to be their last home game, all 5 seniors get on the floor, and the senior parents are excited.
Yeah, a little one last hurrah.
A program that, once Kim Palmer left, really had to hit the reset button, but over the last 2 years, returning to competitiveness in the FCIAC under John Winchester last year with a 10-10 record, and they're going to end this regular season most likely 5-7 after this defeat at the hands of Danbury. But great to see one last showing from this terrific senior class, which has set this team up in a really great direction moving forward, regardless of if Kim Palmer returns to the program next year to coach once again or not. West from the elbow gets it out to Van Dusen. Her teammates desperately want her to score. Dishing it to Gibbons. Gibbons chucking it up, missing. Rebound Perry with under 1:45 left to go.
Yeah, Van Dusen didn't score, but she had a great pass there inside to Gibbons.
Wide open, Chloe Perrault will score as Danbury now has 60 in the lead, up to 20. Timeout from Coach Kim Palmer.
I think Chloe Perrault definitely in double digits for points. I don't know if she's made a shot outside the paint today.
She hasn't had to. She has been dominant from down low. Putbacks, cuts, and 1 buckets through contact. Chloe Perrault really proving that it's more than just a dynamic duo of Rogers and Perry. Really, it is a big 3 that they have in Danbury as they look to make some substitutions. The Hatters, that is, after this timeout.
Yeah, Danbury doesn't have a ton of shooting outside of Kiana Perry, but they score a lot of points, as we've seen today.
Looking to prove that they are one of the FCIAC's best teams, although they might not have one of the FCIAC's best records. They did fall to Richfield and Ludlow and Trumbull at the beginning of the season. Or excuse me, not Trumbull. They played Trumbull in their season finale. They lost to Staples alongside Ludlow and Richfield in their first 4 games this year. But looking to play their best basketball when it really counts in tournament time. Gabriella Q4 checking into the game for the Hatters. 3 ball, no good for Quinn McKiernan. Rebound, Kiana Perry. Also checking in for Danbury, number 15, Reagan Layler, the sophomore, who didn't see that pass coming, but still corrals it. Q4 with the ball. Cutting is Perry, adding to the point total. She does, continuing to rack up those stats now in garbage time.
Yeah, she's beat McKiernan with the same move every time, just an off-ball cut right to the paint.
22-point lead for the Hatters. Van Dusen gets inside, puts up the floater, does not fall for the senior.
And you saw every player on that New Canaan bench hold their breath. They really thought that one was going in.
For a player that is beloved in the program, everybody wants Abby Van Dusen to put the ball in the bucket. 30 seconds left. Looks like Danbury might just hold on to the ball here and secure the 22-point win. Timeout will be called by Coach Jackie DiNardo. Another great season for her program as they look to continue to improve as they're going to play a game tomorrow and a game on Monday to finish their regular season, having played 11 games, which is 1 short of what most teams would have played this year. But still a solid amount in a shortened season. 19.2 seconds left in the ball game. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more New Canaan athletics action. We got a live stream of a hockey game and a swim meet tomorrow, which you won't want to miss. Boys senior night for the swimmers. And a show of sportsmanship, unless Kiana Perry meant to turn it over, just gave up the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, DiNardo wants Van Dusen to get one more look.
And she puts it in! Abby Van Dusen banking it in from the mid-range. And it's not senior night, but for that senior, the bench in this whole program very excited she could get that bucket.
Yeah, even the Danbury players clapping. A happy ending for both teams here, even though a 20-point loss for the Rams. Great sportsmanship by DiNardo and Kiana Perry there.
In their last home game at New Canaan High School, Abby Van Dusen with the last bucket. The senior getting it to count, albeit in a big loss to Danbury. 62-42, your final score. Danbury now 6-3 on the year with 2 more games left to play against Stanford tomorrow and Trumbull on Monday. New Canaan finishing the regular season at 5-7. Abby Van Dusen with the final regular season bucket. In the end, Danbury from start to finish was the better team tonight. And that big three, Maddox, unstoppable. And the defense great for the Hatters as well.
Yeah, I mean, it is Kiana Perry who's the facilitator for this team, and she really sets up her players well, and she's done that all night, and she'll continue to do that in the playoffs.
And speaking of continuing to do great, our crew with another fantastic production tonight. Want to thank our camera woman, Emily Fox, our producer, Joey Jacobson, our advisor, Roman Sobolski, and our athletic director, Jay Egan. Maddox Underwood back on the call. He's done a phenomenal job with girls basketball games this season and the one boys game that you did. And who knows, maybe we'll see more Maddox on the mic for the boys games.
Oh, yeah, we will.
Well, Maddox, we still got to figure some stuff out. We got to figure out your contract, all that good stuff. But before we head see you on Tuesday. Before we head to that Tuesday game and before we finish up this live stream, we want to thank our sponsors one last time. Thank you to our platinum sponsor. Walter Stewart's has supported NC Rams athletics and the entire New Canaan community for years. Walter Stewart's is your fresh local market. I want to thank our gold sponsor, Club Sandwich. Club Sandwich is New Canaan's destination for fresh sandwiches since 1986. Thank you to our silver sponsors, Performance PT, Educational Futures, the SIG Insurance Agencies, OSSM Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine, Renaissance Partners, and Rand Insurance. And lastly, our black sponsors, Ready Rooster, Chihuahua, 84 Sports New Canaan, the New Canaan Diner, NC Graphics, the Athletic Shoe Factory, Togs, Dr. Austin Feeney, the Lewis School of Driving, and Prudding and Company Custom Builders. The NC Rams All Sports Booster Club supports all New Canaan High School athletics. Your final winner, New Canaan High School gym. Danbury 62, New Canaan 42. Abby Van Dusen, the senior, getting that big-time bucket. Her team happy for that one, but Coach Kim Palmer not happy with the result. Her team now 5-7. Danbury now 6-3. New Canaan's next game for the girls will be next Wednesday on the road in the FCIACs. We hope to bring you that live stream. We'll let you know on social media if we can get that live stream to you. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram and subscribe to us right here on NCTV so you don't miss any athletics action for the rest of this winter season. From Maddox, Underwood, and Ian Nicholas, we sign off for the last girls basketball home game of the year. Thank you so much for tuning in with us all season long. It's been my pleasure to call these games over the last 3 years for NCTV, and thank you to everybody in the girls program who's been so kind and so generous with your time. We really appreciate it. For one last time, we sign off, and hopefully we can bring you event stream Wednesday. We'll see you next week.